right, who's ready for a Bitcoin breakout stream? Let's get right to it. Bitcoin right on the edge here. 93,000. We've been pausing last couple of days in the daily pattern, the daily zone. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's just a sideways pause at this 89,699, 1618 daily level. Sideways to up. It's just a pause. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about HSI today as kind of a follow-up from last week of getting into some strategic subjects. What's going on, chat? Let's get you guys in here, ladies and gentlemen, on a Tuesday. Crypto cycle, week before Thanksgiving, month before Christmas, 8 weeks before inauguration. Much to look forward to, right? Whole bunch of things to get into. Great to see everybody. Greg, what's up? Kate's back. Zach, James, Mike, Big D, Trump, David, thank you as always. What's going on, David? Everyone else. How are they feeling in Europe? David's got a pulse on Europe. Told me that they're really looking towards this Trump victory. That's great. Rogelio, Mike, let me get some coffee. Lenny and Nerf and everyone else, welcome back. Hit the subscribe, hit the like if you enjoy harmonic pattern material, especially as it relates to crypto. And then let's get to some business really quick, guys. Come on. Anybody that's here, anybody that's watching later, you need to get the software before it's too late. Too late for the crypto cycle and too late for the Black Friday special. So best place to do it, I'm going to put it in the chat as well. Go over to harmonictrader.com, okay, and it's there in the chat as well. Access the blog for those that are watching the recording. Black Friday is the coupon code, 30% off. You can get the TradingView program or the full boat 2 platform special, 30% off. We only do it now. So now's the time to get it. And when we're looking at all the patterns we're about to get into and everything that has played out so far, I just, this is it. I'm trying to put the fishing rod in your hands to catch the fish. I can show you charts, but I think it's better that everybody learns and reads this framework. So let's get back to Bitcoin. Speaking of patterns, what are we dealing with? Just an initial type 1 reaction of the crab. Now, got to get into it of what the crab means, what it all means, because the pattern's just a pattern. The pattern's just a pretty picture. And we need things like confirmation. We need to understand where's the relative price action trading to give us an idea. Are we going to blast through? Has this reached its limit? Those are the kind of assessments at the levels you always need to make. Now, currently, we do have a beautiful HSI setup. We have the arrow, we have the dot. So really quick, let's talk about exclusively HSI. That's the bottom indicator. HSI, Harmonic Strength Index. What does that mean? That is a harmonic relative strength. If anybody knows, anybody's looking at any charts for any period of time, relative strength is a fantastic indicator concept where you're comparing immediate action versus the prior number of bars. In RSI's case, it typically is a 14 bar calculation, meaning what is that bar? How is that acting in comparison to 14 bars ago? And what's it saying? Whole bunch of assessments we can make. I'm not really going to get into the RSI part of it today. And also, let me circle back. An important document that everyone should be looking at, okay? Go to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member on the home page right here. Okay, also get the free trial. If you want to just do the free trial, you know how to do that. Send your HPC username to sr-analyst.com. But the whole confirmation concept, why did that come about? Because after the .com run in 2000, which was really early discovery period, where every retracement worked, and it looked like, you know, it was an infallible strategy. Well, after that top, well, how did we know? Because then the retracement patterns were failing. You need to go to Harmonic Trading Volume 2. The PDF is available as a free download, and it covers RSI. So an RSI, relative strength index, with the measurements is a really simple way where you're combining the level, what the measurement means, with the indicator reading. Did you get overbought? Did you get oversold? The simplest of understandings is, are you overbought at a 1618 or oversold at a 1618? We know that the 1618, what that means. The 1618, simply, it's a natural state of moving as far as it can within a natural cycle. Check that out. It's all on harmonictrader.com. To simplify the whole thing is that with RSI and the patterns, okay, it's a starting point. With HSI, that is something I tinkered with for a long time. Try to really define it, put in some harmonic integers, put in some ways to basically make that basic formula modified to express harmonic properties in the same way that we use the 1618, the 618, the 886. Okay, there's a lot of harmonic metrics that are put into the RSI formula that derive the indicator. Now, again, it is a starting point. There's things that we look at. Let's break down the zone for Bitcoin right now. What can we expect with HSI? Well, there's the pattern completion, 89,699, call it 89.7. But the terminal, that's the terminal bar. That's the top of the bar where the pattern completed. The measurement is 86,197. It really matters. Some of the basic price bar concepts of when we hit the pattern zone, how does it act? Are we registering any overbought, oversold levels when we hit that zone? Okay, how big of a bar? All that stuff matters. Did we overshoot? And then immediately thereafter, you go into a 30-bar window where you say, okay, now we start looking to the right. It's like that. What's it doing in this window? Is there an immediate reaction? So far, no. And then, not to mention, HSI is an early indicator. So just because it comes out of the zone does not mean that it's an immediate go sign. In fact, what we typically see is HSI will come out of the zone. That's denoted by the arrow. And then we get a retest where there's kind of a, think of it as like an internal divergence. If you know divergence, simple divergence, MACD divergence, RSI divergence. Okay, divergence is critical because it sets up that possibility where the last move into the zone is either going to be a flawed move or simply there's no divergence at all. And then we'll see that pretty quickly. HSI will demonstrate that. And if there's no divergence or there's a muted reaction, which is what we're looking at so far, then we can assume other immediate possibilities. Like, first of all, we're not doing the type 1. If anything, this sideways action, and we are 3, 4, 6, 7 bars post completion. And what is it doing? Grinding sideways to up. It is a pause, but that's all it is. Now, I would say that with today, okay, look at what this yellow dot, that's the final, think of that as the HSI divergence point. And we're looking for the return move. Hold on 1 second. Something's up. 1 second. Hold on. Thank you. Okay, let's get to it. Let me get a little coffee. So where we are right now, 92.6, we're in the zone. We're grinding sideways. Amazing run right up into that zone last week. I mean, we talked about that all last week. Now we break it down. What's going on inside of the zone, and we'll look at some other time frames. We want to analyze what's possible in this area. But I would say that kind of muted reaction already suggests that within this grinding sideways move, we could find ourselves at 96 this week. In fact, we could look at what HSI is doing currently. We came down all the way to the 50. Are we going to come back up? We know within 3 to 5 bars. That's the basic rule. 3 to 5 bars. And you guys know that I'm pretty particular about the immediate reaction and then that 30-bar window. 3 to 5 bars is all it takes after a pattern completes to get an idea of what's going on, especially if there's no confirmation right at the pattern completion. It's delayed. We're bar 7. And what's HSI doing? Came down to the 50. It's a good start, but that needs to be trending lower. I'm going to monitor this. It's not going to take more than another day or two to see if this is going to make a run literally this week to 96. The other thing, let's look at comparative time frames. Let's go to the weekly. We have the same pattern on the weekly. I don't know why that's disappearing on me. Hold on. There it is. Same pattern on the weekly. That's a little bit bigger. I don't know why that keeps disappearing. 99,132 on that. Now here's the deal with just doing a comparative look on the weekly. Obviously, the bigger, the longer the time frame, the more important the numbers. There you go. HSI on the weekly, folks. Okay, there's a number of ways we can analyze it, use it to understand where we are within the framework. That weekly expansion is dramatic. Not to mention, this will go down in history. Remember when we talked about the 50 break? I was mentioning that all August. I was like, wait for the 50 break. The break above 50 is going to get us going. That's the other beautiful part of HSI. Okay? We know we can get price acceleration when we go from 50 to the 886. So the limits on HSI are red line is 88.6. That defines overbought. Can go to 100, can go above 100. In fact, that kind of expansion above 100 is actually super strong. And then on the low side here, 11.3 to 0. And yes, you can go to 0. Look, back in May, we had the total washout under 0. Price didn't do much, but we were all the way down there under 0. That's pretty washed out. That's the way to read it. So we're looking at that expansion. Let's go to the daily, like there. Okay. Just still in a pause phase. Nothing to get worried about. I'm not insulting Bitcoin maxis. I'm just trying to define, categorize price action. And I'm of the opinion that we make the push to 95, 96 now. That's what this immediate zone tells me. You have confirmation. We hit it yesterday, really yesterday, if we were even going to consider that as a potential opportunity. Okay, yesterday was day 1. That was day 1. Break it down on a 4-hour time frame. Here's the 4-hour. Again, look what's going on the 4-hour. Sideways pause, and then look at HSI. hits the 50, you're turning back up again. The reaction is only a sideways pause. Hits the 1618, that kind of deadens the whole accelerated move, which is common. And then there's really no selling up here. That's what it's saying. So sideways consolidation grind, 4 hour. Not only is that back above the 50, but obviously, look, we're breaking out on that HSI. So you got some wind at your back for this thing to continue higher in that zone. Critical stuff. Everybody, if you're in here and you're not with the software, let me know. Let me know. First person who's in here that does not have the software, say, type in HPC. I'll give you a 30-day trial immediately. Okay? First person to type in HPC. Normally we do 2 weeks. And yeah, let me do this. Let me show you guys the other thing here really quick so we get clear, because a lot of what I'm doing here and what's worth it for your time is essential. So here you go. Okay, Oxruski, you got to email me at harmonictrader@gmail.com. I'll give away 2 more 30 days later. And look at all you guys that don't have the software. Greg, you don't have HPC? Are you kidding me? What, guys, why don't you have HPC? I would love to hear why you don't have HPC. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get the 14-day free trial. Ox, you do that and send it and tell them that you won the 30-day. And I will be updating with my partner. So if anyone else tries it and you're not on the list, you're only getting 2 weeks. On Thursday, I'll give away a couple of 90 days. We'll get back to the Thursday giveaway. So, seriously, if you're here, and I really don't care if you're here or not, no offense. You're here to learn the harmonic pattern framework. You're here to learn about what these patterns mean. All of the same patterns that have been guiding us all cycle long. Okay? That you, in my opinion, if you really want to do this, if you're here to watch and to learn and to profit, you need the tool, because all of the algorithms are standardized with specific constraints, metrics, and you see it. It doesn't take long. So, yeah. Can BTC not go back to retest the 75K high? Why would you say that? Dell89 is asking, why wouldn't it go back to 75? Because there's no confirmation yet. I mean, the weekly is screaming. There's a big crab pattern up here, but there's no confirmation. Look, HSI is just continuing to scream higher. And until that gives you an inflection, look, the last time we were doing this kind of move was all the way back 1 year ago. It's an early indicator. And this is actually, again, some of the strongest action. Look, last time we were there, we rallied and rallied and rallied. You ride that until, at a minimum, you get an arrow. The last time you were there, okay, Bitcoin, right there, was 35K. And soon we will be triple that price. What's the number? What is the number I have been saying for a year? 1025 by the end of January. I mean, for a year. For a year. And it's all based off the software. So that's it, you know? I mean, there's only so many times I can say that and demonstrate it. Now, what's the bigger deal? Like, let's say monthly. What are those dynamics? Look at what's going on the monthly. We know what was up there. We had an initial pause off the last dot confirmation. That's why we topped out back in April, March, May. And now that's a total breakout, total failure. And if anything, this is the other major step. Just like we said on the weekly chart, that we get it back above the 50, we can run. We're back above the 50 now on the monthly. I know it's not easy to see, okay? Yeah, the hype is back on. Everyone's excited. But there are concrete metrics to explain this situation. HSI has turned back up. We have failed resistance. Remember, what was the fat finger buy? Anything above 75K? $76,001? Been saying that forever and a day. And that fat finger buy went straight to 93. And I think, 96 this week, and probably 100K. Everyone's talking 100K within reach before the end of the year. I think it could happen in the next 2 weeks. It's really, who's going to sell Bitcoin right now? Good luck. You might get it for $1,000 short-term decline. Here's the big situation to be analyzing, okay? What happens at 95, 96? Because once you take out that 95,500, 96,000, it's just like 76,000. It accelerates further, harder, faster. Now, for a while, I've been saying break it down on the 4-hour chart. A 4-hour chart's it's ridiculously strong. I would even say at this point, for those micro signals, get to an hourly and look at what the last confirmation on HSI was. Bullish right there. And also look what's going on hourly chart. We had a Gartley up here on the hourly, but it already did the 1-2. 1, back for 2, no confirmation. I would argue even on the hourly chart, you break above that hop level, 93.7, 96, or even better, I think we've already failed. And so this acceleration probably has started as of this morning. It probably started 4 hours ago, and we should very soon find ourselves not only all-time new highs, but 95, 96,000. What's up, Daniel? Welcome back. No, we haven't. We're digging into Bitcoin. S&P 500 is up 8 points right now after being down about 40. I want to talk about that a little later because I think we put in the low before the run to the end of the year. There's so much going on. Buckle up. Okay, really quick. Let's look at the market cap for Bitcoin. 1.84 trillion. We're almost at 2 trillion. Closing in on 2 trillion. What's the number? Well, we know the long-term number is 4 trillion. All right, look. There's the Bitcoin chart for market cap showing the same metrics, no dot. Okay, so what that means is it hasn't on the market cap chart, we haven't even registered an official confirmation signal. So we could look at that and say, yeah, until that does, you're probably running straight to the hop, like 1.9 trillion really soon. And I think the monthly is where you have to go on this, because the monthly chart, we're going to come back to this forever, where these prices are going to just seem kind of crazy. But these are the only two numbers I care about on the market cap chart. 1618. Okay, we're almost there on the market cap chart, all-time cycle. That matches up with the 1025. That's just shy of 2 trillion. It's 1.93. And then what are some reasonable measured targets? A 314 expansion. I think that's not really difficult. and we will know how we hit this level. It's important on the monthly chart that that's a big bar and it smashes through that 1618 level. I know the way this is acting, there's really not a lot to question here. 314 or 3618. Why do I say those two metrics? Because we look at the levels, all right, as a framework, a scale, if you will, where once we blew out the 886, go sideways, hit the 1618, we will then know how it's already a massive breakout engulfing whatever bar. It is a monster demonstrative price action bar that has no confirmation, and as we said before, we're turning back up on HSI. It's not like we're hitting that number and we're registering some kind of reading like we did back here at the prior 3618. And so I'm thinking like 4 trillion on this cycle. That's a double from current levels, and I'll talk about some maximum Bitcoin possibilities in a second. Sure, we'll talk about that in a second, Universal. No, I actually, yeah, no, I bought some Cardano. We'll talk about that because I bought it on the downslope 2 weeks ago. We'll get to that. Let's finish up the talk on Bitcoin. So where's Bitcoin going, guys? What can we expect here? Based on precedent, prior action. Let me get a good long chart here. If we're going to do anything like last cycle, which I think we are, and just the fractal nature of all markets do show that they don't repeat, but they certainly rhyme. 3618 was the last cycle high. I mean, yeah, we ran over it, but that's it. That's the way to look at it. And then check this out. So our B point, and this is why I say the 1618, it's just a starting point. We also can glean a great deal from how it acts when it hits the number. Right there. Now, if we go to the last cycle, there's the 1618. Is there any confirmation in HSI here? That's a monthly chart. No, it's going into the overbought and actually expanding. And this is really, remember, once you click the 50, that's a big deal. Acceleration can happen a whole lot at the back. You get above the 886 red line and you expand. Look at what happened here. Just, again, you can do this with any chart, but that's where we hit overbought last cycle. You were 18K. And you didn't come out of that cycle, you didn't come out of there off of the 100 line until about 58K. So we're entering the same kind of window. I think even more so, we're nowhere near overbought and we're very close to the 1618. This 1618. You got to go cycle to cycle. It's like that. There, XA 1618 expansion. It's like there. 1027, 1025, you get the picture. But it's different in this, it's basically in the whole relative position that we're not anywhere close to even registering overbought by any means. And if we do some comparative looks, okay, there from the 50 higher, that's HSI telling us we've got expansion. Again, back to the 50. And if you want to go back all the way, you can do this over and over again. Look, 50 level breakout. That's the 2016. And look where it did. 1,500 on Bitcoin. Amazing. It's amazing. It'll end up being 100x in 10 years. So check that out. 5-minute time frame looks like cracking 93. Right now, we're a couple $100 away from all-time highs. We're really close. We'll probably hit it on stream. There it is. It's 93,450. I mean, you are ticks away at this point where every tick is $100. A lot to get into. And again, I think we are just entering. We entered it obviously 2 weeks ago. But so if this is week 2 of a 4-month acceleration phase, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Well, I think, as I showed you with the Bitcoin market cap, we need to project some bigger numbers than 1025. 1025 has always been a starting point. I always said this was a Bitcoin cycle. Bitcoin needs to go for everything else to go. And then finally, depending on what we do at the 1618, will dictate how high this will go. I only think there's 2 numbers. And if we smash the 1025, and I'm pretty sure we will, it's just, it's either going to be this month or early next month, then the other number, there's the make break right there, 1025. Like, it's like that. Then you're looking at something that's already expressing an extreme character. And the extreme numbers are 2618, 314. There's 2618. Let me get this perfect. There you go. 2618. So let's plant these numbers. That's like 150, 153, 153. Next step in the process, 314, 180. Final step in the process. And we could overshoot it, but at that point, I would say, okay, I'm good. 205. 205. What's up, Lukey? Lukey says they're dying of sleep deprivation. I absolutely understand that. I'm not sleeping. Who else is up at 3 o'clock in the morning checking Bitcoin price? It's, you know, I mean, it is bad for the sleep cycle, but we get it while we can. The crypto Olympics are here. It comes once every 4 years. You can sleep next year or after next year. But that's how the framework's coming together. So we'll still look at the 1025 number. Okay, then we'll think 150. Then we'll go 180, and then we'll go 205. But it will really tell us once we get there, because go to the prior cycle, right? The prior cycle, and we can look at both the 16 and the 20 cycle. But again, the 1618 from the 16 or the 2020 cycle, that was 29. And then the 2618. Why? Because it was an extreme bar. That month, December 2020, was massive. And at 30K, we were just getting going. 2618. Tell me about that. Another massive candle that not only smashed the 2618, it smashed to the 314. And then you finally finish it up at the 1618, which was 61. We will do it the same way this time. Slightly different numbers. Why aren't you sleeping if you know it's just going up? Come back in a few months? Because I want to see if it cracked 100,000. That's what I do. Like, I'm waiting for 100,000 just like everybody else. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, and yeah, it's going up. But if you don't realize the magnitude of the times we are living currently, dig in. This is the other thing I've been saying for a long time, guys. This is a generational opportunity. We don't get setups like this. We don't get fundamental background stories of crypto-friendly governments and getting the dead wood out of the way. All the Genslers of the world. Are you kidding me? Like, finally, this stuff can develop. It's kind of like having SpaceX wanting to launch rockets left and right into outer space and get that going, yet the government wants them to do studies on the effects of whales. So they hit a whale or two. Doesn't matter. Let's get to space already. Believe me, I watched from 2001 to 2010 this country piss away a decade of progress. Absolutely. Market went sideways. Why? Because they wanted to go into Iraq. I know a lot of you were probably kids at that point or still pretty young, but it was sad to watch the country go sideways for 10 years. And that's what happened. I don't want to live through another decade like that. And we would have if we didn't get the change that we needed. And I'm going to get into it. I'm just telling you guys, hunker down. This is a generational opportunity where, yeah, you come out on the other side of this, your life is different. That's what we're talking about. That's what's at stake. Bitcoin dominance. What's going on here? Check it out. We're at 60. We're getting back to overbought again. So this is not ready. That's on the monthly chart, though. Everybody's waiting for that inflection to happen, just like it did in 2020. It's here. Relative time frame, HSI, Harmonic Strength Index, is trying to peak out. And what happened when that did peak out? Basically, which was late October into early 2020. Yeah, set it free. Altcoin rally. And I'm looking for this thing. Ideally, it would be a lower high. So keep an eye on that Bitcoin dominance. And then the weekly chart, it may have already put in that divergence. We need to get down under the 50 level. Okay, lower high, initial inflection, lower high. Can we break under the 50? Because that's where things can then, for the rest of the crypto complex, do major things. Major things. Keep an eye on it. Just incredible. Yeah, we can look at all of them. Absolutely. So let's start. Probably the second best asset to be anticipating is Solana. And Solana now 240. Talking about trying to make all-time new highs. You're getting really close. That's above 260. And our target has always been 330 minimum. I do think it can do more, but 330, that's where you should be targeting it. That Solana, it's on track. And it's been on track ever since the wedge breakout, which is the other thing we've been looking for since the beginning of the year. Break out of that wedge and then get going. And that's what you're doing. So Solana triggered it. It triggered what we call the bat action magnet move, that BAM magnetic move where the CD leg accelerates into whatever the completion zone is. So we should expect that not only to happen and continue now, but happen a lot more aggressively than from point A to point B. Looking good. What about ETH? Yeah, what about ETH? I think Solana wants to clip ETH, frankly. In terms of market cap, it would have to basically triple with Ethereum not doing anything. I think Ethereum is that needs to break out. But I don't think it's going to be as significant as some of the other assets. Yes, you're on that kind of a wedge, But ever since we broke structure at 2,900 several months ago, it essentially eviscerated that accelerated price action. We can do the same thing here. Look, Ethereum will still, much like be Solana, in terms of targeting with simple W structure, X, A, B. B point at another 786. C to D gets you a 127. The B point at a 786 dictates where to look for D. So the inverse of 786 is the 127. It's a butterfly. Target 6K. But I think that would be maximum upside. And you can't do it until you break out of this downtrend. You probably have another 2 to 4 weeks. And the cycle will probably be in full gear. I think Solana will be breaking out to all-time new highs, while Ethereum is just trying to get above that downtrend. Certainly underperforming in a major way. Now, to the other point about Cardano, Universal was saying, I issued a formal apology about 10 days ago about Cardano, that I was dismissive on Cardano because I thought it was cemetery crypto, as it just spent 2-3 years at 25-30 cents and then blasted off. So that's on me. I owned up to it, said it would never happen again, but I was able to capture this kind of a thing where the back-to-back, the bearish scenario, the bearish reaction is another strategy with a lot of patterns that are developing now. You're getting some bearish patterns. Let them do the reaction. Let them do the reaction. Where is it? This one, Coinbase feed. Okay. And then look for the return. So on the Coinbase feed at 53 cents, it tagged that, then sent it right back into the zone. This is the strategy we want to be looking at, okay? Especially analyzing HSI. HSI just triggered not only the arrow here several days ago, but today is the first day where we're getting a dot. I'm still not concerned about it yet, and I'm still long off of that return move. Let's see how it shapes up, and we'll talk about it on Thursday, but I'm watching this 50 line. Why is that so important? Because we know that the 50 line on HSI, you can come back and retest that. You shouldn't break it, though. If we're here like 2 days from now and we break underneath, then I'd say, all right, maybe Cardano is going to need more time. 71.3 cents is basically the measured top end. Yeah, the weekly chart. So weekly chart, I hear what you're saying. Weekly charts like this. And I think everyone's looking for that massive breakout above 80. They tried it last week. Why? There's nothing but air up there. Take a look. 382 recovery range on Cardano, meaning even if it's ends up being nothing, you're still looking for Cardano to do a 382. That's a starting point, 133. All-time full 886 recovery range is 277, 275. Let's see what happens here. Got to blast through 80 cents. Then you got to get to 133. Take it in steps. It's not going to happen all at once. Don't have those expectations. It will happen all at once. Don't be surprised if we go sideways here around the 71, 73. Break above 80, it's a fat finger long for another 50 higher. But get it on the radar. I mean, if they're already involved with crypto policy, which is what Hoskinson said, okay, then you're going to have people flood into that. They're going to throw money at it. Doesn't matter. it has woken up from the deep sleep and now ready to go. Speaking of deep sleep and deep slumber, we've got to talk about XRP. I know there's a lot of people that are not fans of XRP, but it's just a market, guys. And we're just looking for patterns and price action. And this has been sideways for artificially with its, with Gensler's foot on their neck for several years. And you see the reaction. I mean, it's a dream. Gensler's going to resign before the end of the year. They're already talking policy with Trump. What's the measured level? 132? Yeah. Also, weekly has turned back up, which was critical with that big move. That's what you want to see. Daily, okay, we are a little overbought at, around 115, what have you. But if there was ever going to be a time for XRP to realize everything that people talk about of what it's going to do, it's the next wave. It's the next thrust. So I don't care listen, when it comes to the markets and making money, the value judgments, if that's what you need to do, that's fine. Okay. I mean, one of my core long-term positions is Altria, domestic tobacco producer. They kill hundreds of thousands of people every year with cigarettes, but it makes a shitload of money. And that's ruthless thinking, but that's what it takes. I'm going to stop pussyfooting around here. Are we going to make money or not? Or we're wasting our time. Speaking about making money, XLM, guys. Okay, what are we going to do here? 24, 25 cents. You guys know my situation on that. Are we going to bust above the dot? We are at a dot. We're up here. Okay, and we did have the inflection. Around 23, got to 25. Got to see how we close out today. All right, but the weekly and the monthly, big move up. We have this prior pattern we have to negotiate. So no confirmation yet because we're just hitting the overbought this week. Not even official until that pivots out. The larger possibilities for XLM. Even if we go into a pause here, which I think is possible, but I'm still looking at these two targets. I'm looking at all-time 382 recovery range. It's a lot like Cardano, 34, 35, and this is the weekly, monthly scenario, and then cycle 886. It's like that. There you go, 72. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. So consider that first phase kind of a thing. Also, you cleared out some really important resistance. You have this whole long-term box range. If that's a base, and I still need to do a discussion on the super bases. Maybe we'd save that for Thursday. But check it out. Okay, you're in that long box range. And you have broken out of that box range with a slightly higher low. Just the beginning, but that's all relative important stuff. Not to mention cycle breakout. You can draw it from anywhere. These are great first steps. First steps. All-time 382, 34 cents. Couple more. Some people wanted to look at AVAX. And AVAX, another kind of delayed reaction. Here it is. Remember what we were saying on AVAX. 22 bucks. And it got down there, especially August. It was that long looping retest of a crab pattern. Hold on. Oh, USD feed. There you go. There's my arrow. Okay, it was a hop level retest at 22. Type 1 did that crazy reaction, come all the way back down. Type 2, now we've broken out. You're 34. I would say, measured level is $41, $42. So you still have, just to get up there, higher to go. But this is the bigger picture on AVAX that is, look, this is why you get the software. The algorithms have generated a near perfect type 2, the XA level, and that's what ends up it being truly at 19.4 was the retest, where if that's a 1, then a 2. I mean, it's so close. I mean, it did clip it. I got to see why we didn't get the T1 designation. But then you're looking 97, okay? That's what you're thinking on AVAX. What needs to happen? We got to see accelerated price behavior now into the next 4 to 6 weeks. So you break out and break out strong above like 37, 38. We should see some big bars. And again, I'm all about, taking it one level at a time. So that next level above 38, 40 area, you're getting to 63. And then we can talk about 97. But measured level, target 2, 97 for the cycle is not a crazy idea, especially when you have patterns looking left like that. The whole pattern looking left concept is another thing that I've been talking about all year. Almost too much. You want to be able to have some kind of structure that precedes your action to have an idea where it's going. Couple more. What's up? Mitcall wants to look at Axie, Infinity. Okay. AXS. Another one with a massive daily pattern. I know that. It's like this. There it is. A couple of back-to-back bats. $5 is the measured level on Axie. Now, this has got an interesting setup here because we just completed a bearish pattern and it did the Cardano thing. It's like this. Come down, react, hit the level, the target 1 level, and now go through. We have a dot. We really should be blasting through right now. If that was going to fail the pattern, we should be blasting through that $6 level. It's not. So I'll wait on that one. I think you got some nice patterns here. And this being, it's still a type 1. I think it's more like $8. You should look for it up there. Couple more. Yeah, we covered so many crypto last time that I want to get through the big ones here. And I will look at a couple of relevant examples at the moment. Here's Binance Coin. This is pretty interesting. But just because we have a bearish pattern doesn't mean it's end all be all. If anything, with that kind of a Gartley on Binance Coin, what I'd be looking for is this whole strategy of get the reaction, let that reaction come in, and then big return move. Get some confirmation. Here's HSI. Why is this? Why would I assume this kind of a reaction? Look, we're under the 50 level. Would love to see that get oversold at 566, set up the next wave here. And we do know, remember this? Massive shark. Massive shark. I mean, that shark, like Bitcoin shark, hasn't failed yet. So you're looking for this to grind, maybe come down to there and then resume the path. I still think 725 on Bitcoin is not crazy in the short term. If it's going to do bigger things, okay, let it do it. A few more. What's up, Rogelio? Wants to look at SUI. And is that the next Solana? A lot of people are saying that. and it's acting like it. If that is, I mean, that could do things. I mean, SUI super strong. Remember SUI? I mean, this is already remarkable. Okay, a big shark pattern back in August, right at the low of 50 cents. Now you're 376. More importantly, this is exactly the type of strategy you want to see when something is going to rip after the reaction. So we had a crab pattern back in October. It tagged T1 right there. Software automatically generated it. Then in the return move, it not only comes through, but it blasts through the zone. That's the strategy we're going to be focusing on more and more. We want to see, look, there's T2, no confirmation. In fact, yesterday was the first overbought signal in this. And again, look at HSI. HSI is the key. There's the T1 right here. No confirmation on HSI. And then it goes up and then gets to the overbought, but blast on through. And it's not a signal to even be considered until it comes out. So that was yesterday. Maybe it caps it for now, but that's super strong. And we also know the difference between price discovery and price recovery. And this is clearly a price discovery candidate. We're looking for here, 1618. And look, there's 1618. What is it doing at the 1618? It's a massive candle on the weekly. So possibility for higher levels? Absolutely. You know, there's, here's the what is it? 1902 is like right there. So you're in that overspill zone, like around 380. But a breakout of last week's candle then definitely opens up possibility to go extreme 2618, 314, 3618, because the character will change. I mean, it already has. 2618 is 5, 314 is 6. And yeah, and here's HSI again, guys. This is why you get the software. HSI is my proprietary, call it harmonic relative strength indicator. But what does that tell you? I mean, it could be XYZ indicator, doesn't matter. You know, harmonic XYZ indicator is saying just a reaction, don't even get to the 50, now we're turning back up. You want that wind at your back, and that's what's going on with SUI. What's up, Jake? He wants to look at ZRX. All right. Wasn't that up monster? Yeah, that was a pop yesterday, but talk about super bases. And here, I like it. Thank you. I like that. I like it based on HSI. You hit the 50, you're turning back up. This is where things can happen. And I would even say for the first time, it was mid-September on that bar. You went sideways for a long time here. Big pop in the beginning of the year, right back down. Well, now we could do some things in the daily. Isn't there something? I thought there's something pretty big here on ZRX. Big bat pattern, 34 cents. Watch the daily. Daily has not even turned back up yet, but it's close. That's a great one. You want to be looking for things like that. So thank you very much. Rec Law Mind, what's up? He says, what's the most critical mistake traders can make when trading within the harmonic framework? Not respecting confirmation, thinking that just because you hit a pattern level, that it means it's automatically going to go. And I see a lot of that connect the dot kind of ideology. That's not how it goes. And we've seen that with Bitcoin. We've seen that with all of this. I mean, here, ZRX, Ox Protocol, that pattern completed back in June. But where was the first confirmation? The first place to even consider it wasn't until mid-August. Like, you could have entered up here, and yeah, now you'd be in profit, but you would be drawdown mode for the better part of what, 5 months? That's the way to optimize the zones. Guys, I went through this in the early discovery of the patterns. I had to pay the price with real cash to learn those techniques, to develop those techniques. That's why we have the software. It's just so critical. Seriously. All right, next person to type in HPC wins a 30-day license. Who's going to be that be? And you can't have the software. HPC, Harmonic Pattern Collection. And I'll give away one more after that. Listen, get over to here. Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com and get with it. Adam Wee, you win. You're going to get the 30-day trial. Adam, send your HPC, your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. Tell my partner Chris you won the 30-day license instead of 2 weeks. And if for all the winners, we'll still give you the Black Friday special, okay? So if you want to take the whole month, you get the Black Friday special right there. Type in the coupon code Black Friday, one word, and then you get 30% off. We only do it once time a year. I don't like it because seriously, look, I know some of you a little light on cash, whatever. And so maybe go for the annual if you're light on cash. But the whole thing is to get the tool you need so that you're no longer light on cash. 30% off on all those. I'll do one more. Meanwhile, let's look at a couple more. What was that? Bitcoin's all-time highs. Let's go. Let's go. Bitcoin, I hope so. Someone's saying it's all-time highs. Right there, Bitcoin almost full-on breakout mode. Yeah, look, Gartley right here on the 30-minute to 93,808. That's all-time highs. And it already did the 1-2. So that's easy. We're going to have an afternoon pump. All-time highs, 93,500. You're $150 away. Go to the 1-minute chart. Why not? Why not? It's right there, right above. All-time highs for Bitcoin from there up. And I think the zone is like that. That would be the move. 93.5, 6, and then get to that 95.5, 96,000. It's so close. And MicroStrategy has just been doing devastating things. I mean, that's just, it's mind-blowing. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. Remarkable stuff going on. I mean, this is, look, generational opportunity. Let's go. Watch that. Someone monitor that. Pump the chat when we get above 93,500. It could be in a couple of minutes. A couple more things that are definitely we want to take a look at. Here's a Kosh network, guys. A Kosh network. I've been talking about that. That's one of our 3 ideas of T coins, and had a big move finally off the low. And a Kosh network looks like it's ready to do some stuff. 210 was the type 2 bat. And if you recall, that was a type 2 with the weekly oversold formula after a nice extended pre-halving cycle. And so a Kosh network looks like it's ready to do price discovery. We'll take it in steps. Even, that's going to be an 886 minimum, which is like 650, and then go 1618 up here. I think a Kosh network is like a $11, $12, 1618, 11, 1050. Yeah, all those too, Greg. SCI, OP. Yeah, seriously, Greg, I thought you had the software, man. You got to message me. Tell me why. A couple more. what is well, let's talk about HBAR, because HBAR was another one where I said, all right, it's all the way back down at 5. And I probably need to apologize on that one. Now, it's overextended at the moment, and this isn't easy. Let me explain just the rationale as well on HBAR. Even if we use confirmation, BAT, it exploded all the way back down. There's the T1. Confirmation was there. Okay, all the way back in August. The first time you could even consider it. That was at like 5. It went to 4, but you were underwater for 3 or 4 months. And you don't know. I mean, we knew the cycle was coming. Okay, the weekly, probably even a little more ridiculous. And then, but where's HSI? It broke above the 50. That was back in September. So just another way, this little technique of waiting for HSI to get above the 50 and then go is a critical reading of being able to anticipate when is the price going to move. I would say that this 50 level retest, again, that was the last ditch down. Price went to a new low, and that's not an easy way to go, but hit the 50 and then rocketed. That's something everyone should be trying to pin down on whatever crypto you're looking at. Bitcoin, all-time highs. Let's go. Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, all-time highs. Amazing. Let's go. And this will continue. Yeah, I guess they flashed it, right? They flashed it up and then right back down. All right, I don't call that. Maybe it was for a second and then they knock it down. That's okay. It was like a little knock on the door. But it's coming. It's coming. When you see this, even if you didn't know anything about harmonic patterns and you see this action of repeated, oh, market's at new highs, market's at new highs. How many times do you need to hear that before you know that this thing is just going to continue to go higher and higher and higher? It's awesome. Hunker down and get used to it. We're going to be here for many months going through this situation. Let me show you guys 1 or 2 things that haven't moved. And I'm not going to be dismissive on them, especially if they've got patterns. Let's get to Filecoin. Remember that garbage? Well, Filecoin, it's starting. Go to the daily though. Check it out. 350, you're now 450, retesting that small bat pattern. A lot going on here. First of all, let me back it up. We do have a massive bat pattern. And again, another situation where pattern completes, and whoever asked that question was a great question. But a pattern without confirmation is just a pretty picture. Pattern completed in June. First confirmation was August. And you spent the better part of, what, 3-4 months here sideways. Now we're starting to do things. And again, here is this technique. We go up in this little jockeying around. We have the bearish pattern, but what does it do? It does the reaction and gets confirmation. So if you're bullish and then a bearish type 1, that's what that is. Then what you're looking for is the continuation blow through move. It's an additional little twist, especially for a lot of patterns. It's like Cardano and a lot of those others that had a bearish pattern. They give you the reaction, and then in the return move, we need to blast through. So I'm looking at Filecoin. Hasn't moved yet. Let's talk AI coins really quick. NVIDIA is coming up with their earnings. That's going to be a major driver for these AI coins. Some, like a Kosh network that's running, AIOZ, another one, FET. They had an announcement with Pal AI And kind of that's the why for the muted reaction. Can we get all the way back down there? I think it's around $1. Where's the other? Yeah, that's the one that was that Coinbase feed. So around $1. I'm not going to FOMO into that, but I'm watching it closely. A couple of the other AI stuff like Render, we've talked about that, and that's starting to go. Where's Render? Render right here, $8. Off the bat, the Gartley, sorry. And this was a weekly Gartley. So that has really at T1 currently, but no confirmation. But that's a great setup right there. I'll be watching that. The other one, I don't think this has moved yet, is that Cortex. Things that are, certainly with patterns, look at Cortex. Oh, that's Cryptic Finance. I like that one too, but where's Cortex? CTXC, there she is. On Binance, it was a daily, kind of a long type 2. Where was Cortex? Yeah, we had some pattern. There it is. You got to go back. There, a couple of bats all the way back down at 11, now 28. But it did here again with the bearish thing. Had a bearish shark to 5-0, and back down, and then blast through. So again, if you missed it, no biggie, but this is the situation. If you have some patterns looking left and then you get a bearish pattern that reacts, the return move is the potential blast off point. Look at that. Yeah. Pro for AI. Let me look at that one. Proppy, US dollar. Ooh, I didn't know that one. I think I've heard of it. I don't even think it's on my list. We'll look at it. You tell me. XA was 90 cents. It doubled, came back. I think we could say that's a first thrust type of move. That's amazing. Okay, thank you. Who said that? Justin, of course. Thanks, man. Why didn't you tell me that before, though? Weekly HSI, that's what that is. Oh, so let's look at HSI here. Beautiful. Okay, PROUSD, it's officially on the radar. And look, the 50 level just cracked. It was like 2 weeks ago. Everything cracked 2 weeks ago. But that's still early in development, so let's see. I'd love to see like a hourly or 4-hour bearish pattern here. Let's see the hourly. Anything. Well, look, go to the hourly chart at this point and look at all of that. A lot of HSI dots on the hourly or 4-hour. And yeah, like there you go. So maybe back down like 120, but this thing is leaving the station for sure. Big D Trump, what's up, Big D? Wants to look at Celestia, and that's another one. Celestia, TIA, it's got patterns. It hasn't moved yet. Beautiful T2 on the 4-hour. Okay, I like that. But this was more about the weekly or daily. We know it's weekly oversold. Our formula has always been weekly oversold, that green line. Okay, we just added that feature like 2 months ago. That is the HSI dot line. That's the absolute go confirmation line. It's off of this dot. Okay, there's HSI for the first time registering, but it's early. The dot is what we're looking at and waiting for. And a retest of that support level, that's like 480. Call it $5. And I know this has a big pattern down there too. Yeah, look. Patterns looking left, department, please. And you're still in the zone. The zone is 5 to 6. I mean, there's confirmation. 5 to 6. Your 520 hasn't even gone yet, and we're looking for a minimum T1 to 1250. This is the thing to look for as well. The daily HSI is turning back up again. Weekly, right here, that's your list. Oh, okay, here we go. I like this. Thanks for bringing this up. You just need one little green candle, and then even with this other indicator, that's amplified RSI, get that above the 50. But HSI is the underlying thing that needs to move. Tau, bit, and soar, guys. Let it do its thing. It's a bearish type 2 that let it come down, and we're gonna get that launch point. I mean, it did the launch point from target 1, completed the crab, went back up, got rejected. Look, HSI came in there. I'm looking for the next oversold signal on Tau. There's bigger things going on in Tau. Been an amazing run. Weekly is like that. What are we looking at? We needs a little time. That's under the 50. We don't want something like that, but I'm just looking right now at the moment. Not chasing anything, but I like it. The weekly oversold back in August was like 279, went to 600. That's just a step in the process. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, API3. That's another one. I know that. We talked about that. It's been on our list forever. API3. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even better, man. Look. We're looking for consistent readings. And the software is generating the signals based on standardized algorithms. So there's no fudging here. And when you look at API3, beautiful pattern, okay? Completed back in July. We're sideways for 5 months. Where's the first spot where it goes above the 50? You got to go to mid-September. So really, first place to truly consider anything is there at $1.43. And then the bigger deal that happened, I'd say last week, the last 2 weeks, you're getting above the 50. But API3, look, what's HSI doing right there? Look at that window. Really nice expansion. I mean, that's the kind of constructive behavior. And where have we seen that previously? Go back to last year, almost the same time frame. A lot of similar behavior before it popped from like $1 to $4. It's doing the same thing here. What's up, Fala? He's saying Bitcoin's 93,700. Let's go. Oh yeah, you're there. Look at that. That's beautiful. All-time highs right now. Everyone, round of applause. Round of applause. That's awesome. There you go. It reached as high as 93.8. And now you return to price discovery. Remember, as we started today, what's possible here? We're going to run right to the hop, guys. Okay, because if yesterday was day one after the dot, what does it do? It goes straight up in the air. So to even consider this as bearish until yesterday for the pause or whatever, that's all it is. That's what we started with today. With this kind of an action, we can see within that window of the last week, it wants the hop. So it's not 93.7, it's 96, and it's 96 now. Maybe by Thursday, maybe even later today. I mean, people are going to continue to FOMO. Other thing about that whole window and the pause scenario, all right, look at these lows, sweeping as it goes higher. Higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. That's how to read it. That's how to read it. It's amazing. Love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Pulse Dent. Appreciate it. Jesse wants NWC. Why is I keep hearing that. What's NWC? NWC is numerico. 6 to 12. Oof. Well, I never heard of this one. A couple people have mentioned it, but check it out. I'll have to look into that further, but it does have a lot of things that we look for here. Massive 1618 expansion shark to a 5.0. So now you're 5.0 doing the return move. I'll have to investigate that. So that 10-cent level should be it. I don't know that one. There's the weekly prior history. Oh, geez, look, there's a yellow dot on the weekly. That'll be complete by the end of the week, but let's look at HSI. Yeah, HSI strong. There it is. It's hitting the overbought, expanding. That's an interesting one. I'll have to really dig deep on that. That's absolutely doing stuff. Sure, guys. SHX, and that is Stronghold. And that's another one along the lines of the XRP XLM situation. Remember, it's this. SHX was the bat pattern. Where's my bat? To a deep crab. SHX. Where'd it go? There it is. SHX on the weekly. It's a Gartley. And we're just coming back up above the 50 level. All of that, I'm in around 5, half a penny. But I like it. The Gartley's looking good. And you're, after that long extended basing period, big thrust, big 786 pullback, kind of complete the cycle correction and start to go again. And for me, that's a price discovery candidate already, meaning that because we did the big pre-halving move, had a nice correction. It's a Kosh network, Bitcoin. I'm not gonna say I'm not saying it's Bitcoin, but I'm saying it had the same cycle characteristics. Big pre-halving move, nice correction back down, return it. It's going to take time. That's a low cap play. What's up, Nick? Wants to look at Nero and all those meme coins. Check out the stream we did last month with Ponzi, Lieutenant Ponzi, because a lot of the meme coins he brought up have definitely moved. Nero at 2 cents. Yeah, I mean, that's where are we at with that? In a pause area? Sure. Like here's SHIB. Look at that flag. SHIB is a shark. Did the reaction, did we get oversold yet? No, but I'm watching it because if it turns back up, SHIB could really launch from here. Some of those others that are, kind of ridiculous, if you ask me, like Bonk and Brett, and I don't know. I mean, it's do we have to even explain it? Yeah, Bonk's at 55.40. Look at that. Hitting a crab pattern. That's a daily chart. So you got to watch what's going on right there, right where it is right now. Are we going to continue higher and blow that out? There's a couple patterns up here. No confirmation, not yet. HSI is coming out of the zone, but that's a starting point. You'd need one more day. You need a yellow dot. So it's still strong until that thing rolls over. I mean, here's Brett. Brett has another dot. Brett had a bunch of patterns on the weekly. Well, there's the prior one. Amazing. I thought I had another bat though. Maybe on a different feed. I'll come back to that. Yeah, Pepe, and of course Doge. What's Doge going to do? Doge is 41 cents. 41 cents. Coming back for a check back, but where is it relative? Like HSI is under the 50. That's, what's the weekly look like? That's really going to tell the story. Yeah, see, Doge is expanding on your weekly chart. So as long as HSI continues to go up, what are the obvious levels for Doge? You're already blown out the all-time 382, which is like this. 382 was 32 cents. 382. And it blows right through. 50 level, blowing right through. 618's like you start to push it up here. It's kind of tipping its hat. It's once 50 or full cycle retest. 65. 886 at 65. I'm not ready to jump in and say $1 yet. I mean, $1 would get you close to a 1618 expansion. $1's like this. That would be like a 127. And I wouldn't even think if you're going to go to $1, you're going to the 1618. You're getting to the point where you really could go and hit an 886 pretty soon. Couple more. You guys, all you want is crypto. Does anybody want to look at anything but crypto? The graph. Ugh. Okay, the graph. Maybe it's time to take that seriously. Look here, it did the 50 move. Look, HSI. I'm going to have to, I will personally go look at the graph now. Because this, breaking out of the 50, a kiss back, and now you go and look at amplified going. Oh, man. The weekly confirmation was 14 cents. You're 23. But this could really start to do things. Wasn't there a bat down here? It was a shark. And all right, we have the weekly setup. And look at what it did. Here it did that. It did the return move. So again, remember, if we have a bearish pattern, go down to target 1, which it did, and then blast through. That should be blasting through really soon. All right, probably 2 more. Next person to type in HPC will win 30-day software. How about that? Jazmy. JK. Yeah, that Jazmy has patterns. It hasn't done much. Look at that. Subliminal chaos. Subliminal chaos. You win. There's Jazmy, guys. Nice bat at 186. 1.86 cents. You're right at 2. Subliminal, you have to go send your HPC username. Let's do it this way. Subliminal chaos, send your HPC username. And you got to leave your screen name too, because I'm going to send them to my partner, to hpc@sr-analyst.com. You'll get 30 days. All right. And also Black Friday. There's the Black Friday special. Use the code Black Friday, get 30% off. I'm sending my guy a heads up right now. I'm going to tell him about the people that won. 1 second. Hold on. Let me send this email. 30-day winners. Hey, I wanted to let you know that a few people will be emailing you as 30-day winners. that I gave away today on stream, period. I will send you their names in a little bit. Next paragraph. Subliminal chaos. Okay. I'll send the others in a minute. Done. Great. We'll be back on Thursday. I'll give a few more. Okay. But everyone else, you want a 2-week trial? Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. Okay, let's get back to it. T-Bone, what's up? Cool name. Near Protocol is another one we love. And it hasn't moved yet. Like full recovery. $4. That's the low. It's a weekly oversold and daily type 2. Yeah, we had some patterns there. Where was the other? It was a bat. No, it was a Gartley. It's a Gartley, and then we've got the bearish pattern return. Bearish pattern down. Now send it. Now send it. Keep going. Speaking about send it, is Bitcoin new highs still? Up there. Yeah. I'm thinking 96, guys. We'll probably be back here on Thursday, and we'll be at or above the hop level on Bitcoin. 96,000 now. Remarkable action. But we're stuck in the zone. That's the whole deal about it. What's up, Mohammed? He's asking, what other confirmation methods do you use for Harmonic? Look, you can use relative strength, but I've already done the work for you. Look, use Harmonic Strength Index and Amplified. Those are two have been optimized because of the issues with some of the lacking readings on RSI. Big D, what does the yellow dot represent? We talked about that when we started the stream. That is the divergence area. So we wait for the yellow dot and we look to the next bar. It is the dot confirmation. Okay? My suggestion is get the trial, work through your charts, see where the dots come, see where the patterns are. I can go through a million of these guys. But for you to really get it into your brain, look at your favorite crypto, look at your favorite charts, look at where the patterns come together with the dot confirmation. Tell me what you see. Are you seeing anything? Is it a framework you can understand? For most people it is. But you have to get the software because if you're trying to measure by hand, you're going to make mistakes. Important to understand that. No worries. Couple more. Oh, come on. Who was first? I don't want to be arguing about that. On my screen, it was Subliminal Chaos was first. All right, one more. How about something that hasn't moved forever and is looking like it wants to do something? VE chain. Look at that. Starting to move, but the bigger thing about VET, all the patterns right down there. So VET's a type 2, and VET's, you know, we've waited forever on VET to finally bust a move. Where did it come out of the 50 level? All the way back in July, but it just got above the 50 on Amplified right there 2 weeks ago. Remarkable. VET's a great one. Let's segue to some stocks. First, MicroStrategy. Where's it going? It's up 30. It's up 38. It's up 38. There's only 2 spots now. Well, really 1 spot. We're doing an all-time 1618. And that happens now. And that's like 583, guys. That's the all-time 1618. If it's going to go crazy, which we need to start thinking about a parabolic move up to 1100. There's only two levels. 580, 1100. Why? There's the 886 right at 340, 330. Absolutely annihilated. Absolutely destroyed. So that's amazing. What about like Coinbase? Back up. 886. I think it's going to do more because of the way this has formed, but Coinbase is a 388 target, currently 322 on monthly. It's going to retest that whole range, if not do something even bigger. That's look how it's a massive bullish engulfing on the monthly. This is spectacular action. Couple others like the obvious, the Mara, the CleanSpark. They haven't even started yet. I mean, Mara is, look at that. With everything going on, I think these are now ready. Like, and we know they've got patterns looking left. Where's the daily on Mara? Mara daily, just the most recent one's that shark. And here, okay. Here's an opportunity for everybody right now. Right now, this absolute strategy that I've been outlining where you have a bullish pattern and it goes bearish. Now we have the reaction down. That reaction's it on Mara. That should be the acceleration that then sends it. You're 20. You get to 26 pretty quickly. I really like that. That's the exact strategy with Cardano and a lot of the others. Another one, Bit Digital. Okay, 420 for those out there that care. What's down here? It's a type 2 bat. But remember, the weekly is like this. And this is another one where it's still early stages. We're coming back retesting the XA level at 4. Off of this massive bat, we can use the whole pattern. And it is a type 2 because all the way back there in August 2021, it did the type 1, T1 dollar sign, T2, there's confirmation. And so that should be a $20 entity. 20 is what we're looking on BTBT from 4 now. I mean, it's go time. There's no screwing around anymore. That's why I'm saying you guys are out of time. You are out of time. You've got to get on this. Couple more. Hey, Doreska, come on. Get the 2-week trial. No tears in here. There's no crying in trading. Come on. What are we doing? We're not crying. CleanSpark is yet another one where $10 was retested. This is starting the launch pad itself. Daily time frame, it's a Gartley. You're 14. Can we come back and kiss 1050 one more time? That would be phenomenal. If we get that, that would be the most prime setup period. So line those up. Okay, let's go to the big boys. First, folks, this morning we put in the low for the pre-holiday run. And we're seeing it right now. S&P was down 40. We're up 25. Why do I say that? Well, we got some HSI on the 4-hour. And it's yet another acceleration. Look, HSI continuation, HSI continuation. That is the low. We're 590 currently. That should get us to the 618 level by the end of the year. We have a massive deep crab. Looks great, right? Amazing. Hop level 618. That's the target. It's even on a monthly chart. I've done this over and over again. Okay. And remember what I said about HSI dot. It's a starting point. We get the dot. We look at the next bar. What's the next bar? It's a big middle finger to the bearish scenario. Also, where is HSI on the reading itself? Is it under 50? No, it's holding firmly above this. And you're seeing expansion behavior even on amplified. It's those kind of insights. Like until HSI is down under the 50 like there, you're going to just let that thing continue to run. 618. That's the target. 618. Yes. Although there's nothing intended by that other than it's just coincidentally, that's the hop level. S&P making the high of the day right now. No problem. QQQ breaking out as well. Couple of dots on the monthly chart, but where's HSI? HSI is not under. It has to break under the 50 before we even worry about it. So it'd have to go like that. If we turn back up, and that's what Amplified's doing, there's nothing up here. The next level for the Qs is 547. We're at the 1618. Okay, we've talked a lot about the 1618 today. Crypto, Bitcoin, there you go. That's around 504. Next level is the 201902. Yeah, and that's like 550. We'll take a look at bigger possibilities later, but that 550 target, okay, for me is the objective in the next 6 weeks. Maybe stretch it out to early January, but that's where we're going. Let's hit a couple more, and then I got to get back to work. Tesla, 345. 886 is 380. I think Tesla, and I've said this many times, Tesla will be in price discovery next year. What's that mean? All-time new highs. Right now, I'm only worried about 380. Go to 380, okay? That's the objective. Couple of the other ones. Listen, I'm big on Robinhood, guys. I'm long it. I believe in it. 35.91. I think it's, this is in full recovery mode. It's also a play on the crypto. This has just gotten started. Okay, I'm long calls. I'm long the stock. 37 and then 56. I think 56 by earnings. It's big. It's big. There's a bunch of these. I think maybe we're going to save them for Thursday. But, we're up. We're going up. So how about next person types in HPC, gets the 30-day. HPC. And we'll give out more on Thursday for the Harmonic Pattern software, Harmonic Pattern collection. For everyone else, well, even the winners, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Big D, you are the winner. Big D Trump. I'll be sending your name as well. hpc@sr-analyst. For everyone else, you get 2 weeks. D will win a 30-day, and you'll still get the Black Friday special. Black Friday on the checkout. Okay, 30% off. I'm going to put that in the code. Anybody that doesn't have the trial, okay, if you want to win software next session, you have to have the trial. And I'll do it that way. So get the 2-week trial, everybody, now. And I'll give away like a 90-day. I'll give away 2 90-day winners. And then still give you the ability to buy Black Friday after that 90 days. You guys see what the software does. And there's a reason why, because there's a lot of shenanigans with the methodology, people putting up bogus patterns. And that's not how it works. I created the stuff. I designed the tools here to provide a uniform way to separate opportunities from garbage. That's why you get the program. Okay, congratulations to the winners. Everyone else, come on back on Thursday, same time. You have any questions, get to me at harmonictrader@gmail.com, and certainly get over here to harmonictrader.com, where everything else that I talked about today is available for free. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. Have a great one. We'll catch you